council meetings are long and boring. Wouldn't it be great if they were short and unboring? This is why I've invented the 5. Make it 10. 10-minute meeting. Alrighty. Ashland City Council meeting of October 3rd. Well, the show started about 10 minutes late, and right before the meeting was a private city manager performance review, and I'm sure that went great, and it's just a coincidence that things went late. This guy right here, not here today, don't know why. And this one says, it's Indigenous Peoples Day Proclamation Day, and so October 9th is Indigenous Peoples Day, so celebrate that somehow, and then also it's Pride this weekend, so come on down to the parade, and then Public Forum, the OG 5G lady, the original one, she says, our ordinance was leaked to the telecom industry. How did that happen? Surprised, she thinks there's a conspiracy. A bald 5G guy says, Carmel, California has lots of meetings about 5G, and Ashland has not. And then Orange Cap lady said, I want different hours for the homeless camping behind the police station, and for the hours for the winter, they should be from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. And then special presentation, the DEQ, Department of Environmental Quality. Yeah, maybe something like that. Rail yard cleanup. This one, Brandon Golden, the head of the planning department guy. He goes, hey, here's an overview from a bunch of DEQ employees. However, DEQ can kind of do whatever they want. They're just trying to be engaging with our citizens. And this location is 11.7 acres, is zoned as mixed residential. So it could have 3-story buildings with the shops on the bottom and condos on the top. That's kind of the vibe we're looking at for there. And the DEQ lady says the PowerPoint presentation, pretty brutal, but informative. 1887 to 1986, this was a rail yard with lots of hydrocarbonic acolytes. And then in 1992, there was a voluntary cleanup study, and there was, of course, lead and arsenic and oil and stuff was all there. And then in 2006 and 2010, the citizens said no to truck traffic and no to using rail cars for cleanup, but federal law changed in 2018. So now we, DEQ Union Pacific, only have to move contaminated soil around the site and not actually remove it. And there are 4 cleanup options, and surprise, Union Pacific picked the cheapest one. And the plan is to take 18 inches of dirty soil in certain strips from the 8-acre area and spread it into the dirtier 3-acre area. Then that 3-acre area will be covered with 12 inches of clean soil. Expected time for this cleanup to be finished, fall 2024. Fixed. And then Brandon Goldman, planning department guy, says, if the city makes a comment on this, it will go into the DEQ report. So there's that. And then this one goes, hey, let's not rush into comments. Let's vote on a comment next meeting. And this one says, where does he go? He goes, whatever DEQ says, the Union Pacific doesn't have to do any cleanup, do they? And this guy goes, yeah, that's true, but then they can't sell the land, so they're gonna, duh. And then this one says, she goes, hey, no matter the input, DEQ is just gonna do whatever they want. And then the DEQ lady says, she goes, that's true, but we are willing to listen, because let's say we bailed on our truck thing and our train thing, so we're not mean. And then there's the public forum for this, and it was Fancy Beard Man was there, and he said, I used to be against this plan, but doing nothing is not an option, so I am now okay with it. And this guy goes, I move to support this, and this cleanup plan, and it sends a message to the community that we support this, and that means it's a good plan. And then this one says, she goes, this advice advances goals and values. And this one says, I do support this. And this one says, I'm for this. And then this one says, we need to move forward. And then this one says, surprise! She goes, oh, let's slow this down. I want more time. Doesn't matter, she doesn't have a vote. Passed 5-0. And then the Grand Terrace apartment project remandment. So some dingleberries didn't like this apartment project, so they found some technicalities to complain about to the state land use board, and the land use board remanded it back to the city, and the city made some minor changes. And so planning department had Brandon Givens. He's got a beard like this, that's why. And then Brandon Goldman, he says, in the first complaint, the word exception was used instead of variance, so he changed that. Well, this is pretty important. And then we had the applicant add 3 inches to the front door area in the outline plan that was submitted, even though they would have had to do that anyway in the final plan. But anyway, totally fixed. And then the developer guy was there, and he's like, hey, look, these units meet a need for smaller units and more rental units in the area and in Ashland. And rogue advocates and Craig Anderson have blocked this for years, pretending to be protectors of farmland. And I began submitting paperwork for this 9 years ago. And Craig Anderson has personally accused me, members of the city planning department, this council, of being corrupt and crooked, and his lies just go unanswered. So, and he was pretty visibly emotional. He was like pretty upset, not like mad upset, like really emotionally upset. And he goes, I withdraw the application completely. Congratulations, all you petty whiners and complainers, disguised as citizens for safety and fairness. 220 new rental units are gone. This is why everyone in the county makes fun of Ashland. We talk a big game, but we just shit on regular stuff. Are we too good for apartments? Too good for regular apartments. Mayor and council advocated for all food and beverage tax to go to parks for 17 years. Mayor and council advocated for this new homeless shelter. Mayor and council advocate for more housing in theory, but over the past 5 years, not one present elected official has had the leadership to advocate, that is, stand up and speak out for this project or push back against the fabrications presented by one single person, Craig Anderson. Pathetic. That called for a 5-minute break. And then, city staffing report. The HR lady said we are down to 8% unstaffed positions, down from 18% last year. And we had 15 applicants for every job last month. A new employee survey shows that employees think the city is doing great, but they also have some complaints. Let's look at the complimentary quotes, and we did. And then, acknowledging the housing production strategy that was just adopted by the state's planning department chief guy Brandon Goldman says, I will need to thank lots of people who contributed to this plan, and so he did. And then this one goes, don't forget to thank yourself, Brandon, you nailed it. And there you go. Theoretical housing still a priority. Consent agenda all approved. And then grayback forestry contract. Wildfire guy, Chris Chambers. I think he looks like this guy. He's got the glasses and the thing and the face. And he goes, oh, shoot, where'd he go? He says, the contract to continue prescribed burning. It's $700,000 for 4 years. And, if they split that out, he's like, hey, is this all in the budget? And Wildfire, Chris Chambers goes, kind of. We have some grants in the pipeline, and we need to remove lots of dead trees that got cut in the, and that cuts into our money. And, but we have some options there. And this guy goes, hey, he goes, hey, did you guys just get $141,000 last month from unexpected ambulance profit money? And this guy goes, yeah, we did. I didn't know that happens. That's good. All approved. And then, a contract for grant support services. Public Works Director Scott Fleury. He says, hey, I need $150,000 for 2 years for this Evans Brooks company to look for grants to be used by a variety of city departments. And this guy goes, hey, these guys are from Pasadena. Hopefully we can hire our own permanent grant writer ourselves after that. And this one goes, he goes, well, I don't know, but having a big company, a lot of advantages a single person can't do. Right? That's correct, right? And then this one goes, hey, this company can find grants. And if they say, if they're easy to do, they go, hey, have your staff fill them out. These are the grants. And if they're intricate, they can fill it out themselves. And then this one says, she goes, I don't, the money adds up. I think we should do this in-house. So that was approved 4-1 for going against. And then, internet bandwidth contracts. The AFN guy, Ashland Fiber Network, says internet bandwidth contracts are all up next month. We get gigabytes and bandwidth from 4 companies. I don't know how that works. But we are saving money with this 2-year contract. And then this guy goes, where does he go? He goes, oh man, he knows about this stuff. He says, 2 years is short and sweet. And path diversity, boy, that's awesome. And this one says, hey, will our speed be effective? Internet. And AFN guy goes, no, of course not. And then city manager report. City manager Joe Lessard, there he is. He says, I want to thank that HR lady for getting us down to 8% vacancy. And on November 14th, there's going to be another coffee and conversations, 8:30 somewhere. And then October 4th and That's today. At 11:20, there's going to be a national alert test. I think we all heard that one. And then October 18th and 26th, some natural gas ordinance discussion is going to happen somewhere. And we have some new utility billing employees. On October 20th, utility billing office is going to be open live to real people at the Grove. That's Fridays only. And then the new fire engine will be running on late October. And October 17th, there's going to be more 5G discussions. Woo! And then homeless shelter contract is coming October 17th. And in-person walkthrough of the homeless shelter is going to be October 18th or 20th-ish. And October 17th, there's going to be a new city recorder appointment. And then the standing advisory committee review. Then this one goes, oh man, this is long. So we don't have time to talk about all the changes in work plans, but I want to approve all the council liaisons assignments, and they were. And then there were the liaison reports, and this guy goes, protected bike lanes are approved for North Mountain in the Transportation Committee, and Mount Ashland has a new ski lift donated by the DeBoers. And then this guy goes, hey, Climate Committee, that's the natural gas ordinance meetings on the 18th and the 26th of October. And the Housing Services Committee on November 9th is going to be at the library about affordable housing and homelessness. That's the discussion there. And this one says, hey, Social Equity and Racial Justice Committee needs members, and Travel Ashland is having some kind of dinner some Thursday or something coming up. And that was it. End of meeting. You're welcome.